for 3 days. Okay. So a clock is expected to go clockwise, right? But it can go anti-clockwise as well. Okay. One reports fellow of unprofessional conduct. Ghanaian Times. Minority kicks against 5.5 billion Ghana cedis tax waiver for 45 companies. Kokoshi appeals to Cocoa Board to supply solar torchlights, mosquito nets to farmers. 24-hour economy policies to create jobs for Ghanaians. Ex-President Mahama. Maintain positive outlook ahead of festivities. Kojo Upon Nkrumah. Ghana will be self-sufficient in food production in the next 5 years. Minister of Agric. Daily Guide. Ghana card for car purchase soon. Baumia. Please go and read the story. Don't use the headline and start insulting him. Go and read the story, please. Latter-day Saints unveils miracle of Christmas. 2023 Farmers Week celebration underway. Parliament did poor job on witchcraft bill. Majority. Kokoshi laments mosquito nets torchlight supply delay. I hope this is not linked to reports that some Among Us money that was going to be used for torchlights has been taken out of the contract. I hope this is not a campaign to restore that contract. The New Crusading Guide. Who sold, in quotes, the clerk to Parliament's residents at cantonments? Lands Commission points fingers at NDC ministers. Vote for oil policy not responsible for manganese-laden fuel. Bust. Set up fund to treat water bodies destroyed by Galamsey. Ansampoku. Collect Lotte MC police in double sale of land. The Insight. 24-hour economy. Mahama's policy vision explained in detail. Mahama's proposed 24-hour economy will not allow us to sleep with our wives. Minister. Is this still a minister? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Golden Royal Kings and Queens Association feeds widows, aged and needy. 5 years after collapsing financial institutions, Maguire petitions Parliament over government failure to pay Gold Coast Fund customers. War in Ukraine is lost, retired U.S. Colonel. The Daily Statesman. No way for troublemakers. President Akufo-Addo warns ahead of 2024 elections. Kojo Upon Nkrumah, media has peculiar role to play in money laundering fight. Bank of Ghana, economic activities continue to recover. OSP rejects High Court ruling on Colonel Damwa. The Finder. 5 years plan for food self-reliance achievable. Dr. Champon rallies public support for initiative. Access Bank Ghana records strong financial growth in third quarter of 2023. Court quashes OSP's report implicating Colonel Damwa. Eduche in Labianca case. Ghana's education among the best in Africa. Dr. Violet Makuku. Osman Musa wins most.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola. The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh bread.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matisse.
That's a cycle.
A smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Jidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Yes, Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete puff printing is the solution.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety, creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving.
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Emma up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to move.
Stop! Enough you guys, so continue.
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis, and you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Pack. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Pack app on www.gamepackgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Pack. Game Pack, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Young money. Original 91.9 FM, original TV, na afenso no Metro TV, and na airton sa afre agidifo nyina. Ese wo meka ye ho na empaibo nante a yede be hihye so efieda December bosomida edikan. Wo mfimpim bienu ene aduonu mihensan mu a eba kwaye oman mu nyina. Akuafo eda be kire National Farmers Day no wo meka ye ho na sa adwumadie no entumi nkoso.
Ene nti ye bompa ye anante akai emofra akonso modam no eyiriye ahomadisua. Ye kire se kakra bia ensa eniema bia wo bia no obetimi ede abeso yasene famomo line no eye 0548390970 0548390970 na so wo sanitary pad entade ensa dokodoko anase sika fa beso yasene sene ye beya ye bema wonom a ene wo mani atutu akom nsem no wo nso ebesere
Shane so ese dwumade kese be hyase anopa nonsia ede afi Obrasport e wo Kwame Nkrumah Circle na ye nantimu a na sofu peni dwumade kese odi animu eye Apostle Sacred Solomon Odro ono ena chese dwumade kese obedi eye animu ama asofofo afofro nso edo omunta akire aboa
nipa bebrenya mbofo wa proposhasia.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning is a member of parliament, okay? So, his people love him. Yes. And he's a ranking member on finance. He's also the member of parliament for Boga Central, Okay. And he's the latest to be given an invitation to visit Old Trafford and to watch a game. Although he would have preferred that he's rather invited to the Stamford Bridge, But it tells you that whatever happens in any corner is actually available to the entire world. Okay, so he's got a special invitation to Old Trafford. I don't know how he's going to enjoy it, especially when it's a blue and not a red. But we'll find out from Honorable Isaac Maguire Adongo.
Over Medina shifted.
Or the name is rather Mahmoud Maguire about not Isaac Maguire.
No, Isaac doesn't come.
Isaac is not Maguire.
No.
It's Mahmoud who's Maguire.
Who is Maguire? Economic Maguire.
Okay. All right. Also with me on the show this morning is a man who played a lot of football up to the university level. I don't know which club he supports, but unfortunately he's never had an invitation to visit Old Trafford. But his people love him. The people of Efijakwabre North, they love him. He's also a member of the finance committee, and I'm sure he's also taking a cue and he's going to use the footballer's name in one of his addresses on the floor, hoping that he will also get an invitation to one of the top venues. Okay. So he's been asked to use Casedo. But who will he use Casedo to? Collins Adubago Bensa is the honorable member for the Efijakwabre North constituency. Good morning, Collins.
Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Randy.
Are you a Man U supporter?
No, I'm a Real Madrid supporter.
Oh, okay.
I've been a Real Madrid supporter for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In Ghana, which team do you support?
Kotoko.
Asante Kotoko.
Oh,
okay. In Ghana, which team do you support?
United.
RTU.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right. I see.
And we lost a legend some few days ago, Papaku.
Yes.
Yeah, Papaku.
Papaku. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
One of the greatest we've seen on the field. He passed on 2 days ago.
Right. So, well, MTN has some good stuff for you, good news for you. Is rewarding you for doing something you already do every single day. And just in case you think it sounds too good to be true, it is the Momo season, and that's all what it is about, giving you goodies, even when you think you don't deserve them. And there's something for everyone. All you have to do is to download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions. To a merchant, either through the QR code or merchant ID, and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly and other amazing prizes. The merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payments and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are you doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay, earn more points, and win big this Momo season. So visit Momo Merchant application.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. Momo Merchant application.mtn.com.gh. That's for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Terms and conditions apply. And if you have problems getting your kids to appreciate why they need to brush because they don't like the taste of the toothpaste, well, Kel Kids toothpaste flavor with strawberry that gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love of brushing their teeth always is here to help you out. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. It's recommended for children between 2 and 6 years. It is a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy, smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging, irrespective of your age. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumono. Just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. And, well, alternative medicine is huge. It's growing globally. And we have one of the best in this country. That's Amen Alternative Medical Hospital. It's one of the best alternative medical hospitals in Ghana. So for all your health consultations, counseling, physiotherapy, and homeopathic medicine, Amen Alternative Medical Hospital has the best for you. It's the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana. They have the best medical practitioners from KNUST with a state-of-the-art medical equipment curated for your need. The most obscure ailments can be diagnosed and taken care of. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is at Klagon on the Lashibia Shaman Road near the Under Bridge. And they operate within the hours of 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. from Monday to Saturday and 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sundays. You can also reach them on 0207-229-505 or 0244-227-192 to book your appointments. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital, God is the healer. Isaac, when are you leaving for Old Trafford?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure?
Yes.
Okay. Were you surprised that Maguire responded to you? Well, in fact, let's first check out what happened in Parliament, just in case there are people who don't know what this is really about. In fact, I should have hinted the producers so that we actually play what you said earlier and then what you said this time. And these 2 statements were made within a year.
Yes.
The 2022 budget debate and the 2023 budget debate. Yeah. And that has earned you a response from Harry Maguire's verified Twitter page. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see if we can really watch what happened, how you went about this. Okay. So they'll tell me when you're ready with both of them, and then we'll get the audience to actually see it so they can really appreciate the issue. Were you surprised that you got a response? Because the first time you did a criticism, he didn't respond to you. Okay.
Yes, I wasn't surprised because the first time I got some feedback that he was uncomfortable with what was going on.
Oh, really?
Yes, and in fact, Rooney responded to me.
When Rooney?
Yeah, when Rooney responded, and at the time he was doing pretty well for England.
Okay.
And Rooney used his record at the World Cup to say that he was playing very well for them, even though my focus was on Man United. At the time, you recall that when the budget
Bogatanga man has gone very far.
you recall that when the budget was read,
yes.
It was in the midst of the World Cup.
Right.
And obviously, there was no excitement in the budget. And the budget was basically flat, and all focus was on football. So I recall my leader, who was then the ranking member, Honorable Kesira Tuforsen, had called me and said, it appears there is no conversation around the budget. People don't seem to be excited about it. So what do we do? I said, well, we have to find innovative ways to draw people's attention to the issues in the budget. So I decided to find something around football. Because that was the season and people were very excited about football. And I decided to focus on the fact that the vice president had not delivered to the people what he promised, and also that he gave us very high hopes of being the whiz kids, on the block, and the magic wand still hadn't worked. So I needed to find a way to do that. And at the time, we all know that Maguire, as talented as he is, was going through very difficult times. There were matches where he ended up struggling with Man United players in the heart of defense that led to goals. There were times that he would score himself. There were times that he would give assists to opponents. So I picked that and decided to build my debate around it.
But when those things applicable to the vice president?
Yes, they were applicable because Maguire was bought with pomp and pageantry, £80 million. He was seen as the best defender out there in Leicester City, and when he came, there was quite high hopes. The same way that we had a lot of high hopes, Baumia had been hyped as the best and the most talented economic thinker that we had. Similar to what hopes we had about Maguire. But fast forward, we now saw that this man was scoring own goals, basically tackling all our economic fundamentals and destroying all of them. We saw the GDP was around 0.4%, not even up to 1%. We saw that our debt to GDP was very high. We had crossed the proverbial feared 70 mark. Interest rates were over the roof. The CD had depreciated by 54%. The inflation was around 54%. So quite everything that we thought was supposed to go in the right direction, we're heading in the wrong direction. And so there was quite a lot of similarity. The only difference is that, as I later found out, was that when Maguire's performances started improving, and I watched him, and he was doing excellently well, particularly when they had injuries to some of their key defenders. Raphael Varane was not available, and he stepped in. I saw that he was doing quite well, particularly for a player that there was so much uncertainty surrounding his future in the summer. You saw West Ham wanted to buy him. They basically agreed a fee, and the young man said, I'm going to stay and fight for my place. I am not going to negotiate personal terms. Then you see that he really takes that on. I became a bit worried because this was a young man that I could have destroyed his career with what had happened. It went viral. People started developing videos to show every single thing that I said. And for somebody who was not strong in the mind, anything could have happened. And I was pleasantly surprised that he took that on and made something good out of it. And so I thought he deserved an apology from me, but I needed the same platform to render that apology because I thought that platform was a very big platform and offered the opportunity to get the level of attention that I wanted it to get. And exactly that is what happened. But my regret is I was comparing a huge talent that was going through a difficult patch with a dead horse completely.
Okay, so let's watch the videos now.
But Mr. Speaker, I am not surprised. If you are a fan of
football, and I'm happy to see you the other day jubilating when Ghana won. But there was a player in the United Kingdom, in England, called Maguire, who was playing for Manchester United. Harry Maguire. He's a defender. He was tackling everybody and throwing his bodies everywhere, that he was seen as the best defender in the world. Manchester United went and bought him. He became the biggest threat at the center of Manchester United's defense, tackling Manchester players and giving assists to opponents. Mr. Speaker, when even the opponents failed to score, Maguire will score for them. Mr. Speaker, you remember in this country we also had an economic Maguire. This economic Maguire went to Malata market and were clapping, saying that this man is the best in managing foreign currency. The same economic Maguire was roaming at Central University, delivering lectures on how to restore the value of the cedi. Mr. Speaker, when we gave this Maguire the opportunity to be at the center of our defense, he became the risk of our own goal. Dr. Momia, our economic Maguire, is now tackling all the fundamentals of our economy and destroying all of them. When he said that he was the best in calculating inflation, he moved us to 40.4. When he said that he was the best in managing depreciation, that was 9% at the Bahamas, he moved it to 54%. Mr. Speaker, this man was crying everywhere that businesses are collapsing because of interest rate. Today, Koku Mensa Enterprise will have to borrow above the 36% government is borrowing, somewhere around 45 to 50%. Mr. Speaker, the biggest fear now is that we may be paying appearance fee for this Maguire to now score downgrade against Ghana. I was very quick to compare my big brother, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to Harry Maguire. Mr. Speaker, I now apologize to Harry Maguire. Mr. Honorable Chairman, sir, you got very angry when I used your defender as an example. Today, Maguire has turned the corner, is a transformational footballer. Harry Maguire is now scoring goals for Manchester United. Mr. Speaker, Harry Maguire is now a key player for Manchester United. As for our Maguire, he is now roaming at the IMF. with a cup in hand. With a cup in hand. As for our Maguire, the economic Maguire, now was able to get pensioners to leave their homes and come and parade in the streets.
Okay, so for those of you who never watched and didn't know what this whole Harry Maguire thing is about, you now know. So what he said in 2022 during the debate and what he said last week during the debate. So 2022 budget, 2023 budget. And of course, the response from Harry Maguire, we'll show you the tweet as well. Accepting the apology and inviting him to Old Trafford. So that's it. That's Harry Maguire's. There's the MP Isaac Adongo, apology accepted. See you at Old Trafford soon. Okay. So that's basically the story. Okay. So Harry Maguire has turned the corner. Ours, you claim, hasn't turned the corner.
He's actually at a specialist doctor's place.
But this is the victory budget, 2024. Nkunim is, Chief, Nkunim is victory, right? Victory. See, he's in white.
But you know...
see your colleague is in white. Victory.
If you have gone through all the budgets, they all come with slogans.
Yes.
From 2017.
Yes, it's normal. Ejumapa
delivered unemployment.
Yeah?
Ejumapa delivered unemployment. We are now 14% unemployment.
Increased unemployment rate.
Ejumapa.
Okay.
Year of roads. Finally, they said that we cannot build all the roads.
Okay.
You remember the chief was crying there
yes,
about that the dust has actually driven away all their goals.
Yes.
That was a year of roads.
They are asthmatic.
So, for Nkunim, You see why he called it Nkulip? He was standing before the people who were fighting him. And then the 98.
Oh, Collins and his people.
Were did also almost so kunim.
That's what it means.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You know Ekutia.
So it's not victory for the
Ghanaian
people.
No. Victory for Ken Oforiatta.
That he has defeated
He
them
has
who wanted to remove
defeated
him.
them who wanted to remove him.
Oh.
That was Nkunim. Okay. But how can you bring our economy to its knees and say Nkunim? Are you an enemy of the economy or what?
But when you went through the budget, didn't you see signs that indeed we had turned the corner, we were on the path to recovery, and therefore victory was in sight?
Also, the victory is anticipated.
It's in sight.
Okay.
But, I mean...
So you want us to discuss that?
Yes.
Okay. Randy, one of the victory that is in sight was a deception. One, has it actually produced a 1 trillion Ghanaian economy?
He says he will at the end of the financial year.
Okay. So if you want to follow promises, since when did you start celebrating projections in this country?
They give us hope.
Yeah,
they give us something to look forward to.
Has the hope ever arrived? When these people said that every Ghanaian will get a bank account, didn't they collapse the banks? The banks that were supposed to
Momo account is a bank account.
No, I'll come to that. Okay. The banks that were supposed to go and open the account, they collapsed them. Financial institutions, 422 of them, they gave us the direct opposite. Then people decided that they cannot keep their monies at home, so they went and opened wallets with Momo. They followed there and removed their part with e-levy. Or you are not aware that they introduced e-levy?
I'm aware.
To go and take their share from that money that ended up on the wallets. When they told Aboso Okan people that they had reduced taxes and they were celebrating, today do they celebrate? Go and ask them whether they even listen to the budget anymore. Today the pots are empty. When they went to Agbogboloshi and promised the people of Agbogboloshi that they will build 32-seater toilets. You remember that story? You probably have the video. The next day they went and sacked the people they are going to build the toilets for them from there. They evicted them. So will you now be there to go and ask them where is the toilet? When they said that within 18 months there will not be toilet or water problems, are we not still drilling boreholes in this country? So as for these people and promises, it is just to manage your expectation, but they will never deliver them. So that was one. He indicated that in the budget that they have impacted the lives of Ghanaians positively. 54% inflation. Is that how you impact Ghanaians positively? 54% depreciation of the currency. Double-digit deficit consistently for 3 years. 17% in 2020. 2021, 12.1%. 2022, 11.8% deficits, which culminated in Ghana being declared debt unsustainable. Is that how you impact our life positively? When they said they impacted our lives positively, we couldn't even buy the things that we were buying when they had not impacted our lives. You remember the calipo they were drinking? It was 50 pesos. Why are they not drinking it today? It's 7 cedis. The calipo.
One calipo is 7 cedis?
Yes. That's why they are not buying and drinking. You see them drinking again. They can't drink.
7 Ghana?
Yes.
From 50 pesos?
50 pesos. Calipo. Konkonte. The Almighty faced the wall. Olonka was 120 cedis. Now you need 500 cedis to buy one Olonka. That's how come Konkonte is no more regarded as a poor man's food. So is that how you impact? When they said they impacted our lives positively, they spent our money flying private jets. When they said they impacted us positively, they spent our money to build the biggest trench called the Cathedral. When they said they impacted our lives, they brought PDS to swindle Ghanaians. So when these people tell you that they are impacting your life in this budget, and they are telling you that you are better off, you have a lot of money, you put your hand in your pocket and the pocket is even torn. There's nothing there. They came and told us that they will grow the economy to 1 trillion. Randy, if you move the economy in nominal terms from 850 billion to 1 trillion, it is actually 1 trillion 50 billion. That is a 22% growth in your nominal GDP. Then we say, okay, so is this not influenced by price? It's not because prices are going up. They say, no. Prices are not going up. In fact, we are bringing prices down from 35% to 15% end-year inflation, which means that you are gaining in real terms 20%. What that means is that your growth of 22% in nominal GDP is influenced by real output. So if you are growing in real output by 22%, you are gaining in real value by 20%. Your economy should be growing at least 25% real GDP. So when I ask you, how is your real GDP going to perform? You say 2.8. Randy, this is voodoo. In fact, even when you are trying to cook the numbers, you are not smart about it. Then we investigated that. You have an IMF program. And one of your key deliverables is what we call the Monetary Policy Consultation Clause, which requires you to sit with the IMF, present the data to project your inflation. And in your recent monetary policy consultations, you arrive at a range of inflation. And inflation is normally given as a target range. And your target range that you agreed with IMF is 29.8% with asymmetry of 4%. That means 29.8% plus or minus 4%. If you subtract, you come to the lowest end, is 25.8%.
33.8.
It's 33.8 as your highest. You are in between this. Does 15% looks like any of these range? Meanwhile, your average, as determined by this monetary policy consultation and this range, your average annual inflation is agreed at 27%. Clearly, you are cooking the inflation. The GDP is influenced largely by price and not output. You get it? So, you cannot see anything good other than cooking numbers to look good. And cooking the numbers and projecting that it will happen. When it doesn't happen, 2025 is the time we will see that it has not happened. Where we can be? 2025. Will you call him to ask him? Now, he tells you that, oh, we are going to slow down our deficit. It's okay, how are you going to do it? He said, I'm going to increase my revenue to 176 billion. Okay, so we say, okay, how do you arrive at that? Because you are saying that you are growing your revenue by 0.9% of GDP. If we take the indicators that you are giving as top line, you are saying that your current revenue is 15.7% and it will increase to 16.8%. That gives you 1.1% increase. Good. But you are projecting that by the year end. Don't forget that we are in November, so you are fairly certain about your out turn. And you are saying that your out turn will be 133% billion. 1.1% of 16.8, that GDP of 1 trillion and 50 billion gives you 11 billion. So if you add the 11 billion to this, you get 144 billion. So where did you get the 176 billion? So you've built into the 176 billion unrealizable revenue that is not underpinned by your revenue measures. And that amounts to almost 32 billion. Now you have used this to build an expenditure of 226 billion. It means that included in this 226 billion is 32 billion you know you can't get the money. But you know why they did that? It's an election year. Election-related expenditures. is being built into this 226. So if they don't realize the revenue, they will borrow, but they will stay within 226 billion. And you say, oh, they are within the appropriation. They have not violated the appropriation. Meanwhile, they have already succeeded in adding 32 billion there. So you see them spending like hell in elections, and yet their expenditure is not being breached in terms of the ceiling.
Let me find out something from you. And I guess for most people who are watching us, they might be questioning the relevance of, first of all, the submission of a budget to Parliament, the work of the committees in Parliament, the relevance of the debate of the budget. So, for example, you have interrogated the issue of growing the economy, creating a 1 trillion cedi economy, not on the back of pricing, as the finance minister claims. And you say that when you interrogate the figures, it does not add up. You have interrogated
the revenue numbers.
And you're saying that it doesn't add up. And that 32 billion has just been built in so that the expenditure of 200 and something, 226 billion. So what you're saying is that the 167 that government says that it expects to get 176 must rather be minus 32.
Good.
And so we are here then talking about some 144. So the 144 is what we should be talking about. And that is if even we're going to achieve 100%.
Exactly.
So if you look at the 144 against the 226, what it means is that you're looking at a deficit of close to 60 billion.
Exactly.
60 billion. Okay. But if you then include the 32, then you're talking about a deficit.
A potential deficit of about 92 billion.
Yes. Now, so when such discoveries are made, does the processes not allow for the finance ministry to come back to Parliament to speak to these issues before an approval is made?
Okay, so Randy, that is the deficiency in our budget cycle. Elsewhere in England, for instance, you have the budget office, which does an independent analysis of government policy and projections. And it is such a respected body that if they make a pronouncement based on their analysis, people tend to believe that more than the government, and that gives you credibility crisis. But you may have a situation also where the budget itself, the policy that we normally approve, the economic policy, is brought to Parliament first, for Parliament to debate the budget policy. And on the basis of that, it goes back to the executive to incorporate the inputs of Parliament before the estimates are developed. Unfortunately, we approve our budget in twofold at the same time. We approve the economic policy, which is what we are debating, and when we are approving the economic policy, there are elements that you disagree, there are elements that you agree, but you are not allowed to isolate those that you agree to approve and disapprove the ones that you don't agree. This is the entire economic policy. So you have to approve it in total, including what you disagree. Or you disapprove it in total, including those that you agree. That is a defect. For instance, this policy document includes wages and compensation of employees. Do we disagree that workers should be paid? No, we agree. This budget includes development in constituencies. Do we agree or we disagree? Of course we agree. But we have elements there that we disagree. We cannot isolate them and decide on them alone. But if there are revenue measures, the good thing is that the revenue measures that require amendments to laws or new laws will have to be brought separately.
Like e-levy.
Like e-levy.
So that's how come you were able to deal with the e-levy.
E-levy, yes. So all the taxes that they are revising or introducing as new, they will come in their separate bills. Okay. Now, if they come in their separate, you can take them one-on-one and say, look, we disagree with this policy because we have issues with, say, e-levy, for instance. You will debate the principles of e-levy and decide on it. If we decide and the people who are against it are more, you don't even proceed to the next. But if it goes through at a policy level, then you can go and change, you make an impact by proposing amendments to the very clauses that you think are inimical. That you require a consensus. Otherwise, you can propose the amendments, and the amendments have to be put to a decision, a vote. And if you don't carry the vote, your amendments will be dismissed. So it is a very complex exercise of deciding what really...
So I get the point you're making.
Yeah.
I get the point you're making. But is this not some of the things that Parliament should have fought for changes? Because what I'm saying is that, and I'm just going by, you will hear calling soon, but I'm just going by what you're saying.
Yes.
That if, for example, the government is telling us that I expect to rake in revenue of 176 billion cedis, and I expect to spend 226 billion cedis. On the basis of that, I will record a deficit of 50 billion.
50 billion, yeah.
50 billion, okay. Now you are saying that, well, so the 50 billion will be a certain percentage of
GDP.
Yeah, so that will then determine
the deficit
that we're going to record for the year 2025.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a certain threshold beyond which we shouldn't go past our deficit, not so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you are saying that when you interrogate, because the 176 is not just given as an omnibus figure. There must be things that will lead us, build us to 176. You're saying that when you do these calculations on the basis of what the finance minister has provided, there's a shortfall of 32 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if that is true, that takes the deficit to 82 billion
exactly.
cedis.
Yes.
With the expenditure still standing at 226.
Yes.
Is this not such a huge issue, if not a monstrous issue?
Yeah.
For which reason both sides of the house, if they indeed agree with this revenue calculation, must halt and bring the finance minister to say that, look, we need further and better particulars on how you are going to achieve this 176. Because what we are seeing from your documentation shows that our deficit in 2025 for just the 2024 financial year will be 82 billion and not 50 billion.
Yes.
That is if we are even
able to achieve the
100%. Yeah. And therefore, you must come and explain this to us even before we proceed.
Yeah.
Must this not be a very, very fundamental issue? For which reason Parliament, both sides must be able to say, pause. Let's get a clarification on this matter before we proceed further.
Yes, so I agree with you. My colleague will tell you that the politicking in the House makes it difficult for you to achieve consensus on both sides. So the other side is thinking of how do I get up to counter what he's saying. How do I get up to protect my government? As opposed to sitting down and trying to understand whether what you are saying have any merit at all. Look, Randy, it is even worse than what you are anticipating. You know why? You must borrow on the domestic market to finance this. Our international capital market is closed. We know that. Our domestic capital market is closed, except on the money market, where we are doing only treasury bills on the short end. Nobody is going to give government money for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, no. Because of DDEP and the fact that we are not debt sustainable, people are cautious. So government is only borrowing on the short end. That is the only spectrum available to government. Yet, this 60 and potentially 82 billion you are talking about must be borrowed by government. 2, the foreign financing that is not coming, the government must make it up in the domestic market. If you put that 2 together in this budget, you are getting about almost 162 billion. Or let's say about 120 billion. Okay. Then, because we are borrowing on the short end every week, we have come a full cycle. So every week there are maturities. If you aggregate all the maturities that we are supposed to refinance, you are getting to almost 120 billion. So in all, government must borrow 240 billion. We call it the gross financing needs. That 240 billion will all be borrowed in this economy. An economy that is left with only the short end of the market. So are you surprised that interest rates will be going up on the side of government because it must attract this money? The liquidity is not available, so it must attract it. In attracting the liquidity, you are actually setting the signal for the rate of interest that should be paid by the private sector. So you are looking for more money. You are safer to lend to. You are paying high interest rates. You are crowding out the private sector because the private sector cannot compete with government. And when the private sector is restrained in terms of raising the money, you kill the hen that lays the golden egg, because it is that private sector which must generate the income that you are going to tax the 144 billion from. And they will not be able to deliver on their output, on the income, and all of that. So in the end, you go into a reverse, and you need to now go and borrow more because the revenue shortfalls will be higher. So investigating these revenue numbers will require you to investigate the gross financing needs of government. And you remember the post-budget workshop, I specifically asked that question. I said, can you tell me what your gross financing needs are beyond what you need to finance the budget? You know, the man was playing around, oh, because of the DEP, you know, we don't have much to pay, it's about 10 billion. I said, no. You are borrowing on the short end. You've come a full circle. Every week we are hearing that you are getting 4.6 billion. Every week we are hearing that you are getting 9 billion. Are we not hearing that? Those must be refinanced. And your refinancing needs are now even every week. Every week. It's not even every other week. Every week. For an economy that doesn't have the resources and the liquidity to support this, how are you intending to raise that money? What am I saying? I'm saying that it doesn't mean that you must necessarily spend 226 billion because of the constraints that you are facing, even if we were to be reckless and you were going out to borrow, because you'll be harming the economy. So you should seek to look at the expenditure again and identify which ones you can cut so that you can bring the expenditure in line with what the economy can support. The reforms we did in the Public Financial Management Act, I believe we missed something. But of course, we've implemented it for a while and we've learned lessons. Our Public Financial Management Act is saying that by April of every year, the end of April, the government should have agreed with labor what the compensation budget will look like. In other words, government should have finished negotiations with labor. We all know it doesn't happen because the agitations continue and continue. In fact, there was even a year we ended the year without labor and government agreeing. But it is in our law, Public Financial Management Law. So that the following month, in May, the minister can submit what we call the fiscal strategy document, which defines all the policy options the government is going to implement based on its fiscal objectives. But in submitting that document, you must inform cabinet about the risk to the economy. We call it the fiscal risk statement. So put all that together, the cabinet takes a decision as to the way to go for you to begin to issue your budget circular. Shouldn't that decision taken at cabinet based on the fiscal strategy document and the fiscal restatement be brought to Parliament? This is the point where Parliament can influence policy and can influence estimates and can advise on the direction to go to mitigate the risk that have been so identified. You are never aware. So that reform.
But that's the law.
Yeah, that's the law.
The law does not require them to.
Yeah, they come to Parliament. Saying that. So that is a reform we need to make to ensure that all the shouting that we do on this document is done at that level where the decision is taken on the policy options in the light of the fiscal risk that we are facing and in the light of the fiscal objectives of government. Then you are able to say that, look, these objectives will not address the risk that we encounter. And that if you continue this for another 3 years, we will be where we are now. Are you getting the point? So that is a major, major risk and a major gap within our public financial management. In my view, that would give Parliament some true input making into the budget. But as it is now, it is a talk show. It's an exhibition of knowledge and oratory. Nothing more. Nothing more. Except at the level of the estimates. But you see, if you want to follow technically, you cannot approve a policy and deny the ministry the money to do it. It is like you are rendering capable hands incapable.
That's James.
So technically, once you have approved this policy,
argument all the time,
and you have asked the ministry that, look, go and implement it, we will hold you accountable. And the ministry is saying that this is the cost of it.
But to be honest, what's really the rationale behind presenting the budget to Parliament for parliamentary approval? What is the spirit behind it?
So in all, the relevance of approval in Parliament is basically the appropriation.
Yeah, because if it is not a new tax handle, where they will now bring the bill, and then like e-levy, you can fight it. What it means is that once it's contained in the document, even when you have made such substantial discoveries, you are saying that by the law and the process and everything, there's very little that can be done. Unless both sides agree.
So the minister, after conclusion of debate, will be given an opportunity to respond. He may say, I have no response.
And he ends the matter.
Yeah. He has no obligation to respond to the issues.
And it's put to vote.
And then it's put to vote. If we are disapproved, like we did, I think which year was that? When e-levy came.
Ago, yes.
What we disapproved initially, which was reversed, they went to court and all of that, was the policy document. If you ask me technically, if you say you have disapproved this policy document, does it mean that everything in this document you disagree?
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So, really, we're just kidding ourselves. We need serious reforms to our public financial management architecture in order to anchor the oversight responsibility of Parliament and the people of Ghana. But as it is now, I really don't see major benefits in the debates. Of course, the estimates, it helps because it comes to sector committees. And the sector committees use that as a basis to monitor your delivery, and to ask for accountability and all of that. But in real terms, can you approve a policy and disapprove the resources that is needed to implement the policy? Obviously, no. It just doesn't make sense.
All right. Collins, let me bring you in.
Yeah, Randy. Good morning. And good morning to my senior brother. This is the first time I'm meeting him on set,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, interestingly.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We met before, you forgot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We met here before.
Yeah.
Yes.
We met before.
Okay.
That's why I was surprised when he said it the first time.
Yes. Okay.
Those were his early days.
Okay.
But Randy, I must say that thank you to him. He's been one of my go-to persons.
Okay.
In the house. Of course, I don't agree with everything he says all the time. But he's somebody I can easily relate to and seek clarifications and explanations based on his experience in the house and finance. And Now he's very popular and international in nature. Due to his Maguire comment on the floor.
Maguire Nick Rice.
On the floor. And whilst he was speaking, I think he calls Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia his big brother.
Mm-hmm.
But he always has very, very harsh words for his big brother.
Mm.
And the basis for which he makes this comparison is because of things that the vice president said and what he's been able to deliver. And so to him, he's not been able to live up to his promises. And so he has disagreement with him. But Randy, if we are going to choose a leader on the basis of promises and fulfillment, and then we are going to have a very difficult situation. I think there should be other criteria just apart from that. Because in this country, we've had a lot of promises from the party he belongs to. And I'm not too sure all the promises they made in their manifesto were fulfilled. I recall they promising to grow this economy on an average of 8% of GDP every year from 2013 to 2016. When we took over, I'm not too sure that promise was fulfilled. They promised to modernize agriculture. I'm not too sure when we were taking over in 2017, agriculture had been modernized. Promised a universal access to education. Not too sure we are able to achieve that. And so if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be compared to Maguire on the basis of the promises he made and has not been able to fulfill as a vice president, then I'm not too sure how we are going to describe the other leaders from his side. But I'm happy he apologized to him, and Maguire has also invited him to.
I apologize to Maguire.
Yes, yes, you apologize to Maguire. And I'm saying that you are saying Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that bad on the basis of promises he made. But I'm sure you are also presenting to us a candidate who also made promises. And I'm telling you that all those promises that he made, not all were fulfilled. And so if the basis of electing a leader is the promises the person made and not fulfilled, then I'm not too sure if the candidate you are presenting to us can also pass the test. You talked about the chief crying. I watched it, and Randy, I felt very, very worried when I saw the chief lamenting. All I can assure the chief is that government has heard his cry. It's been long coming, but I'm quite sure that something will be done about it for him.
You won't cry or won't cry?
No, something will be done.
You were here last week also crying about the situation in your place.
My roads.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I have one particular road that is quite disturbed. I am pushing, I am working and pushing that mine will also be taken care of. Now, when Adongo speaks and says
your calipo is inflated.
Yeah,
it's 3 cedis 50 pesos.
Oh, okay.
From 50 pesos to 3 cedis 50 pesos.
So it tells the same story.
But a lesser effect.
There's a calipo drinker, right?
But a lesser effect.
Checking at the Madina market.
Madina market.
They're going everywhere checking.
Okay. There's 3 cedis 50 pesos from 50 pesos.
I'll contact him and buy some for Akufado.
You know, Randy, when Adongo speaks and he says, government has cooked figures.
Yes.
That's a very strong statement.
Yes.
And coming from him as the ranking, it carries a lot of weight. And I hope that when we meet as a committee or when we get the opportunity to meet the ministers, I just hope that he brings this up.
Oh, yeah,
because,
I'll bring them up.
Randy, if you on national television say that the budget has some figures that in your opinion are cooked, that is quite a very, very strong statement.
I said it on the floor.
That's what I'm saying, that it goes to the core of the integrity of the budget.
Do you follow the basis of
I guess, and I'm saying that it goes to the core of the integrity of the budget.
Right.
And so it's important that we get the opportunity for the relevant officials to respond adequately to this particular statement. Because coming from him, that is quite is quite worrying. And I think when we get the opportunity to meet them, he should bring this up. I've not done the calculation that he has done, but it serves as an opportunity for relevant stakeholders or the officials to respond adequately to it. Randy, on the floor, a lot of the discussion, the debate was that, oh, the budget is empty. The budget is empty, but there's nothing in the budget. But listening to my very good brother Adongo, and when the discussion about approval of the policy statement and all that came in, he made a very interesting statement that there are certain things in there that they agree to. Not everything in the budget is wrong, or there are certain things that they agree to. And so when you say the budget is empty, and I juxtapose that to the statement that you just made, clearly it cannot be that the entire budget is empty. It cannot be. Maybe your expectations have not been met based on your own analysis, but the budget as was presented, the policy statement that was read, cannot be empty, because obviously, as he said, there are some developmental points, constituency specifics that they agreed to, which I also agree to. So the budget cannot be empty. And Randy, on the reform that he talked about, this is not the first I've heard him make this comment, especially with the issue about the PFMA not giving an opportunity for the fiscal strategy document to come to the House for a better scrutiny and a contribution to fine-tune it, but it only goes to cabinet. I agree with him perfectly. And in fact, I said, this is not the first time I heard from him. The first time he said it, I went back to read it, and I realized that it is specific to just cabinet. So what it means is that we are not aware as to the focus of government, and for us to give an input into it. All the time when the budget comes to Parliament, it is the final product that comes to us. So our contribution to it as members of Parliament is limited. And I think that was the point he was trying to draw your attention to. It would have been better, the reform that we are all calling for, to get to a stage where members of Parliament, if not for anything at all, and I realize, I don't know if you recall, the standing orders has a committee called budget committee. I don't know if that committee, if that new standing order is approved, that budget committee will have an opportunity to have interactions with the ministry and the minister before the document is brought to the House, for them to contribute and give the input of members of Parliament before the final product comes to the House. So I agree with him perfectly on the reforms. And you were quite worried. And Mr. Chairman Sabus, the Honorable, has been, especially the last time when the minority wanted to reject appropriation. Chairman's point was that you cannot approve the policy and then come back to say that you are rejecting the appropriation. Because obviously you've agreed the policy framework, so you cannot deny them the resources to execute the policies that you have already agreed. So these are some of the challenges that we have. But I think that it's important that going forward, an opportunity should be given to members of Parliament to have proper interactions with the minister. I know,
because this is serious. To be honest, you see, to be honest with you, if indeed what Honorable Adongo has raised is indeed the case, that you have a padding of 32 billion in the revenues, if that were the case, then what it means is that you are looking at a deficit figure. I mean, let's even agree that all other assumptions will work. You have an extra of 32 billion on the deficit side. That is a red light that should stop everything in its tracks. To be honest with you, it's not a joking matter.
Serious budget credibility.
It's not a joking matter at all.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying, that when I heard him say it, I also got a little, I've not done there, but I understand whilst he was explaining. It serves to give an opportunity to the ministry, and when they appear before us.
Because government has brought a budget.
Yes.
One thing. If government says that I expect to make X revenues, they must make sense. That's why they'll give you a breakdown where they expect the money to come from.
Yes.
You should be able to interrogate all of them and even look at the historical perspective to even agree on whether there are maybe some new initiatives which will then make up for all those things. You need to analyze all that to come up to that issue, you know. And then you look at the expenditure, you know. So you expect to get this, you expect to finance this from external and domestic creditors, and therefore you want to spend Y. At that point, we should be able to say that we cannot spend this much, if this is how much we're going to generate. But if we will not be able to interrogate it and say that this thing doesn't make sense, it is not adding up, you need to explain to us how 1 + 1 is 3 and not 2. But we will say that although we have discovered that you say you would have 3, but the indicators for getting 3 are 1 + 1. But by the strictures of the law and process, we can only highlight what we have seen, which does not suggest that 1 + 1 is 3. But we will still go ahead and approve the 3. I mean, that for me,
I get you. So we expect that GRA will come to us.
The GRA is coming.
And we'll put this to them.
Yes.
Because they are the ones that help to develop these estimates. And they will come with either a minister or deputy minister from the Ministry of Finance.
But the GRA will be telling you about taxation. But the government revenue is not only taxation.
That's why the finance minister will be there.
So my point is that the person who laid the thing
must be around.
Is actually the person, because for all you know, the 32 billion is not from tax revenue.
Exactly.
And so
Randy,
we should be. Do you understand? The GRA.
It is also possible.
With the
it is also
tax
possible.
Revenue, yes.
It's also possible that there's an explanation to this.
That's exactly the point.
There's an explanation to this. So he has raised some fundamental questions.
Yes.
It's possible that he may be wrong.
Yes.
It is possible that he is right.
Yes.
So that's why he's saying that when the GRA comes, the people clothed with the minister. They'll come with the minister.
But it shouldn't be the GRA. The point I'm making is
they'll come with a minister.
No, the point I'm making is that it's not the budget. Yeah. It's not the GRA's work.
I agree with you.
If the minister has laid the budget and there is a debate on the floor and this huge issue has been raised, the minister must be able to, because what has been raised has to do with the deficit in the calculation of the revenue. And we are not talking of 1 billion.
Yeah, 32.
We are talking about 32 billion.
It's a lot of money.
And the effect or the impact of 32 billion on our deficit and the economy in general is something that you don't even want to think about. So I'm saying that anywhere else, we have to pause. Because, you see, why we don't take accountability seriously in this country? The first time I heard him raise it was when he was contributing to the budget.
On the floor, yeah.
Okay, on the floor. But I had not had the opportunity of getting him to elaborate on it and ask questions to get those things, you know. But he's made that statement. It's been like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days. Such a serious issue has been raised. If he is wrong, our fears must be allayed immediately. In a serious jurisdiction, if he is wrong, he's the ranking member on finance. None of your colleagues on the floor has explained it. There are 2 deputy ministers of finance and a minister of state in parliament. They are MPs.
Yeah, they are MPs.
A minister of state of the finance ministry, 2 deputy ministers are members of parliament. He has raised this issue 4 days now. Nobody has said that, you are wrong. You got it wrong. Rather check A, B, C, D, E, F.
Okay, so normally, my experience...
The finance ministry itself
it should attract
following the debate, because the finance ministry is obviously following the debate.
Yeah, in fact, they have officials always on the floor.
Right now,
picking...
Nobody is clarifying this issue, because people have picked it up.
They have an opportunity, as he said, the minister has an opportunity to do a response.
Yes.
On this whole debate.
Yes.
Let's see what happens. He has raised the issue. And I'm saying that this is his calculation. Yes. No matter how serious it looks, this is his calculation. Yes. I'm saying that the processes give the minister an opportunity to respond, even on the floor, to all the concerns that have come out during the debate.
Yes.
Let's wait and see what happens.
No, but,
so
but
at that point, maybe.
Sorry, I'm interjecting.
Oh, no problem, my brother.
History shows that the minister comes to say what he wants to say. He doesn't respond to the concerns we have raised. You know it. When he comes to conclude the debate for us to put the question, he doesn't discuss. In fact, he brings an extract of the budget. He comes to read as if he is presenting another budget. He doesn't respond to the specific concerns like you have said, because elsewhere, 32 billion is over 50% increase in the deficit. That is huge. But of course, he will just come and he will not respond to it. Even at committee, when you are hitting on this matter, it goes to the core of the credibility of the budget itself. And this budget is an IMF-induced budget. It represents obligations we have taken on that we are implementing through this budget. So, if we don't ensure that what we have developed is truly what is supposed to be per the agreement, and in 2025, we miss the targets, the program is derailed, and the man is sitting at home, and somebody else has to explain to people about what
yes, Collins.
Which is a big problem.
Yeah, so let's as I said, let's see, and I'm sure my brother, because I've seen on our platform that GRA is on the radar.
Oh, yeah,
GRA is on the radar. So I'm sure when the officials of GRA comes, we have an opportunity to engage them. But Randy, I was just going through the budget just this morning. Yes, very, very difficult moments, but there are some refreshing data that gives a little bit of comfort to everybody.
Like?
We have seen the agriculture figures, you know, the real half-year figures. I mean, the same time last year, half-year, agriculture was going at 4.3. We are reporting 6.3 now. Cocoa, this is the general agric. Cocoa is now at 6.8 from 3.8. That's crops. Livestock, 5.7, now is 6.7. The only thing that declined was forestry and logging. That went to negative 1.4. Fishing has moved to 4.9. So there seems to be some progress, some interesting figures coming from there. Industry, however, contracted. The general industry fell by negative 2.2. I think that is where I hope that governments will focus more attention to ensure that by the end of the end year figures, we can have some reversal of these figures. Services also did quite well. 5.0 as at the same time half year last year, and we are doing 6.3 this time round. So not all gloomy. There seems to be some gradual progress, and these figures also signifies that things that were put in place in terms of policy initiatives are gaining some momentum, and I hope that we keep to this pace, and by the end of the year, hopefully the end of year figures that we get will be even far better than this.
Randy.
Yes.
I just want to remind my colleague that we are in November. The budget was delivered in November.
Let's take a break and then we'll come and finish up on this. We're back.
Oh, one more. I've just started, Mr. Speaker.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay. Momo? Yes. Oh yes. Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery no commission. For Rossi Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
What if the answer to powering and running a clean, efficient, and sustainable business now lies within your reach? What would you do? All you have to do is reach out to the AGI Energy Service Center. We provide tailor-made energy saving solutions to businesses. We provide you with solar feasibility studies, energy audits, energy efficiency trainings, and financial advisory services. Visit agiesc.com for more information or call us on 0507 977 902. AGIESC, Sustainable Energy for Profitability, an initiative of the Association of Ghana Industries in partnership with the German Development Corporation, implemented by GIZ.
Discover the perfect blend of quality, modern elegance, and affordability with Kingdom Home Real Estate. At Kingdom Home Real Estate, we cater to both local and international clients, offering exceptional housing options in Ebri and Ekropong. Our properties are conveniently located, providing a tranquil atmosphere, top-notch security, and essential amenities such as senior high school. Alternatively, you can reach us Kingdom Home Real Estate, where your dream home becomes a reality.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service, proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Choco Toothpaste.
happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problems wom tina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asam ketewa na mkwan point no mo hwe me modam no mo hwe bibia na so mo medu me fae no ene ma won kra me enu kofo kwa na mkwan mu a eba head everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama nuru a ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what chair. Okay. A free bra wo di end point what dance. Am me call you no. Me just say my name koye and person my name nyina and me gina sebema na me be fear for there the one dey nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free. Masana go masiaba. They say you see you go cashless. They get cashless here. They say you need to be a issue your office. You see the power up aba. And also another you be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and do one issue. So what problem be a person is for everything. He answer over power up so. And one on the two assembly up the copy. So only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so and it's you will bring. And one said, who bring your young phone. Oh, sorry. Who bring your phone. No one direct *226# you are through there. You see the power up no mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BH you let me see you see the power up. But how to show a down some simple
Original 91.9 FM, Original TV, na afenso no Metro TV, and na airton sa afre agidifo nyina. Ese wo meka ye ho na empaibo nante a yede be hihye so efieda December bosomida edikan. Won fimpim mienu ene aduonu mihensan mu a eba kwaye oman mu nyina. Akuafo eda mekire National Farmers Day no wo meka ye ho na sa adwumadie no entumi nkoso.
Enenti ye bompa ye anante akai emofra akonso modam no eyiriye ahomadisua. Ye kire se kakra bia ensa enema bia wo bia no obetimi ede abeso yasene famomo line no eye 0548390970 0548390970 na so wo sanitary pad entade ensa dokodoko anase sika fa beso yasene sene ye beya ye bema wonom a ene wo mani atutu akom nsem no wo nso ebesere
shane so ese dwumade kese be hyase anopa no nsia ede afi obra sport e wo Kwame Nkrumah circle na ye nantimu a na sofu peni dwumade kese odi animu eye Apostle Sacred Solomon Odro ono ena chese dwumade kese obedi eye animu ama asofofo afofro nso edo omonta akire aboa
iba bebrenya mbofo wa bra shasia.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Isaac Adongo and the Honorable Collins Adumako Mensa. Now, what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, as God and Mola got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Shall I make we play this game and make some mola? Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more mola, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. And charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. Kel Charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kel Charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach, hangover, and so on. Kel Charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years. Kel Charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. And this is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kel Charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. And drink Angel Cola, your key to enjoyment. Are you ready for something refreshing, great tasting with excellent flavors? Onya, you've got varieties to choose from. Angel Orange for that special occasion, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, refresh your mood, Angel Apple Lime. Angel Drinks produce vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. Angel Drinks, refreshing, invigorating, and exciting. Angel Drinks are produced by Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited, and they taste like our day. Angel Drinks are recommended for all, including children. You can reach them on 0244-832286 and 050-787-8668. Kingdom Home Real Estate provides quality but affordable housing facilities for sale, and their facilities are located at a serene environment of Ekuapi Mekropo and Ebri with the best weather conditions. They are 30 minutes drive from Accra and provide a modern touch of comfort. They also provide a high standard security service plus CCTV, standby generators, constant water supply and electricity. They are surrounded by lovely tourist sites such as the Ebri Botanical Garden, Boti Falls, Safari Valley Resort. Pay 70% upfront and spread the remainder over 2 years with no interest payment. You can locate Kingdom Home Real Estate at Ebri close to the Ebri Girls SHS and a coupon right after Latte Junction. You can reach them on 0559-761-144 or 0555-621-611. And apologies to our viewers on DSTV. We have some technical challenges, but we're working to restore our transmission there. So apologies to all our viewers on DSTV who are experiencing difficulties watching us. It actually started from yesterday, but we hope to resolve it this morning. Our apologies once again. Yes.
Yes, Randy. My colleague was trying so hard to compare the failed promises of Bawumia to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And in doing so, he struggled to give us very concrete examples.
I said everybody has not achieved everything he promised.
I agree with you. But he mentioned specifically free investor basic education, FQ. You know, we implemented it long ago.
That's true.
Under the NDC. It's a constitutional mandate. It's not even a promise in the manifesto. It's a constitutional mandate, and we delivered that. So I just wanted to make that point. You know, the numbers they are given, they will stop half year.
I don't understand.
The numbers in this budget, in terms of growth numbers, they give you up to June. The same numbers they gave us at media review. But then, in the narrative somewhere, you will see them now telling you the truth about how the year will end. That's what you should be looking at. Whether it is agric, it is industry, it is services, the cumulative effect is the real GDP growth. And you saw that he was mentioning an average of 32% as of June, but in reality, how do you move from 32% average to 2.3? He's ending the year as projected by himself at 2.3%. So that is the reason he doesn't speak about the year end, but he speaks about mid-year. And you are delivering the budget in November.
So he could have given us third quarter.
Exactly. He could have given us third quarter. But in November, you already have a provisional outturn.
Yes.
In November, you have a provisional outturn. Your revenue numbers, you are fairly certain plus or minus by November. So why is he staying with those numbers?
First half.
First half. It's because the year is not ending well. Okay? And he himself provided data in the report. For instance, you remember the banking sector cleanup? There was hula baloo of non-performing loans and blah, blah, blah. Do you know the non-performing loans today? 18%, above the 2016 numbers. 18%, yes. Non-performing loans, 18%. There is a measure by Bank of Ghana, we call it the real index of economic activity, composite economic activity. It is -2. It has been negative from 2021.
What is that?
It is a composite index that measures economic activities, but it deflates the numbers for inflation.
Okay.
So because inflation tends to be very high, if you take the normal values, you will see that they look very good. But when you deflate them for price increases relative to the same time last year, you will see that the outturn is negative. 2021, negative. 2022, even as we speak today, the real index of composite economic activity is -2. Is that how you turn a corner? So there's really a lot of work to be done.
Okay.
And you realize that our biggest problem is not even what we are talking about. Our biggest problem, as we speak today, is how do we get our debt to sustainable levels? What is happening to our negotiations with foreign creditors? Because the IMF, the greater part of IMF, is hinged on the fruits that will come from that program. We are looking at about $15 billion over 3 years, dollars over 3 years. So that is the most important. But you see, Randy, when you are a leader, you just don't make promises. Electric cars, no, you make promises based on your focus on the constraints that you have to deal with. In 2025, there will be an economy to be run by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He looks at that economy, and the analysis show that that economy is constrained because he will not be able to borrow from abroad. He will not be able to borrow from the domestic market except the short end, and at the time he would arrive, the short end has actually been abused to the extent that the repayments that will be occurring are so high. He also knows that he will be inheriting an economy where most of the negotiations on this debt restructuring will start, the repayment will start when he is in government. So what does he do? He does not have the fiscal space. He will not be able to generate a lot of resources in terms of borrowing. So you must find a solution that sits with those constraints. You're going to inherit an economy where the only reserves you are going to have is monies that have been transferred to us from the IMF. And because the IMF is insisting that those monies should not be pumped into the market. So you are going to have very elevated levels of external vulnerability. So how do you deal with that in the face of the limited resources that you would have? I'm trying to let you understand that you will need to situate his proposal of a 24-hour economy within the constraints of the kind of economy he will run. He will run an economy with serious fiscal risk, and he will struggle to raise money to be able to do the things that he needs to do. So he must be able to do the things that he needs to do to solve the major problems of our economy. And the major problems of our economy, you'll find, is unemployment. The growth in the economy has been sluggish. We are doing 0.4%, now 2.3, 2.2. We need to elevate the growth levels by improving the real sector in order that we can create the jobs, in order that we can create the incomes, in order that we can do the exports or conserve foreign asset through import substitution to stabilize our currency, because we will not be able to borrow dollars to come and support the city. So he is saying that he will be deliberate about it. Yes, there are agencies and businesses in Ghana that buy exigencies and some other essential services that may run at limited levels, some form of 24 hours. But he prefers a deliberate policy that encourages and supports businesses to leverage their resources to run a 24-hour economy. And he prefers a 3-shift program, which gives 3 different streams of people the opportunity to work. Now, you need to understand that the emphasis is on encourage and support. How do you support? You have a small amount of money that you want to use for your infrastructure. Randy, have you thought about what will happen to the aviation sector, for instance? If people who have gone to lease aircrafts and they are paying for 24 hours of the aircraft, in some instances the lease are even wet lease, including the cabin and the pilot. They work for 8 hours and they are grounded. 16 hours of the lease is not covered by productivity. Who pays that? So if you can get this aviation, you can put the small money in Bogatanga to build an airport there. You have people from the Sahelian coming to fly, and you have people from Boga flying there and not to Tamale and driving 2 hours to Boga. You are giving them another route that allows them to stay in the air beyond 8 hours. If you go to Wa and you extend the runway, you get flights to Wa. You go to Sunyani, you do what you have to do. You provide flights to Tamale. So you provide avenues for our aviation sector to run beyond the 8 hours that they've been doing in order to optimize their fixed costs. Because whether they are flying or they are grounded, they pay for that cost. Same with factories. A factory you might have spent a lot of money to buy equipment, but you are running 8 hours. You are worried because if you go beyond 8 hours, you run into the peak period where you need to spend a lot of money on electricity. And your analysis shows that that is not profitable. If you have somebody that says that we are going to give you a discriminated tariff that allows you to pay an abated rate because you are trying to go beyond the traditional work period of 8 hours. So go and run 2 more shifts. The electricity you pay will be abated so that you can put people to work, you can put your machinery to work, and you can create the bottom line for us to increase our revenue and for us to grow the GDP of our economy. That is a deliberate, intentional policy. Okay. I have heard people say that, oh, our work ethics, you know, Ghanaians, in fact, a minister says that their wives. These are the type of people that when it rains, instead of thinking agriculture, instead of thinking agriculture, they are thinking about.
No, he's obviously sick.
Yes.
Sick.
So, and it is not alien to Ghana.
It's so insulting to. For me, it wasn't even about the minister.
Yeah.
It was about the audience.
Yes.
To even believe that audience deserve
that kind of comment.
What he was saying.
Yeah.
It's so insulting to the audience.
Yeah. So, Randy, and
he was vetted in Parliament.
Yeah.
And approved.
Yeah. Hey, Randy.
No,
people like you have to come to that house.
To have the nerves to insult people like that. What you're telling them is that they are so daft that this is their level of appreciation
of the.
How can you even speak like this?
So, Randy.
I go to the farm if there's 24-hour economy, people come and take our wives away.
You see, the 24-hour economy.
And look at the confidence with which he's speaking.
That's a man. You see, Randy, the 24-hour economy in agriculture is about mechanized agriculture.
And people standing by him, instead of whispering to his ear that Minister, you are FOLING, they're rather clapping.
Yeah. You see, a combine harvester is provided with lights to work at night. Okay.
See, look at the one here.
A tractor is provided the same.
Applauding him, and he's showing his 32 too.
I can see you are vexed. You know, the tractor is fixed with facilities to work at night. So if one operator closes, another operator takes over, and another operator takes over, you create opportunities for people to get jobs. You know, and it is not alien to Ghana. In the US, about 30% of workforce is employed on the night shift business. If you go to Sydney, Subways in Australia, the city is currently implementing a 24-hour economy as part of the program to kickstart the troubled economy that they have. In France, in Kenya here, just in Kenya here, there is a deliberate policy to do that. But you see, culture, yes, we have been working 8 hours. But if your laws, particularly your labor and employment laws, are structured in such a way as to encourage the use of a shift system, and people are unemployed, you think people will choose sleep over a job? Somebody who is unemployed,
right?
He has an opportunity to earn an income. And you say that Ghana we like to sleep. You think that that person who doesn't have a food on the table, if he's asked to go to work on a shift system, that person will prefer to sleep. And I've heard somebody ask the question, where are you going to get the money to pay salaries? Is a government running people's private businesses? Huh? You have selected state agencies that are susceptible to that kind of arrangement. For instance, if you go to the passport office, you don't need everybody to work 24 hours at the passport office. But after they've taken all your inputs and they've gone home to sleep, the people who are supposed to process and print the passport ought to go home to sleep. If at that time, another set of workers are busy printing and processing the passports, you will come home the next morning, you come to work to meet a heap of passports, so that people don't have to wait for months to get their passport. But then they get job, they get paid.
Right.
So it is not, when they say 24 hours, for instance, sanitation, it is only in Ghana that you see people patching roads at rush hours.
During the day.
During the day, rush hours. Then they are directing traffic. No. If you go to the US and the UK, they do it at night. Sanitation is done at night. So clearly, this is a game changer. It is thinking outside the box, but we must understand that it is meant to fix the mess that they've created for us to meet in 2025.
All right. Okay. So I'll bring you in, but I'm also going to add something.
Okay.
So you address that for me as well.
All right.
It's on the front page of the Daily Guide. I saw it and I was excited. It's because I have my card just here. So I was going to give it to you to help me get something. But Ernest Kofi reports on page 3 of the Daily Guide that Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has hinted that Ghanaians will soon buy cars on credit using Ghana Card, with Solar Taxi Company agreeing to roll out the initiative. According to him, the country is on pace to establish a credit system anchored by the Ghana Card to make life easy for the citizens. And speaking at the 57th congregation of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi, the Vice President said discussions to that effect had already begun with Solar Taxi and other automobile companies in the country. And talking about the 57th congregation and also the RP Bafo lectures. Yes, you know the Director General of the National Communications Authority, he was awarded an honorary doctorate for his contribution to the telecommunications sector, Mr. Joe Anochi, at that particular function. Yes, and he also delivered a very powerful speech. I'll share some of the pictures with you as far as that ceremony is concerned. But the Vice President indicated that all a purchaser may require for the credit transaction with automobile companies will be the Ghana Card, adding that this has been made possible by the digitalization of the economy. Quote, the Ghana Card will also become the anchor for a credit system in Ghana, and it will take a couple of car manufacturers in Ghana, notably Solar Taxi, to give cars on credit to people. All they will need at the point of transaction will be your Ghana Card, and they will give you a car, and then you pay over time. It says the system for calculating personal credit scores will also be implemented in conjunction with this. And it disclosed that this system for calculating personal credit scores will be launched next year for the credit system to take effect. And they explained that the system is aimed at providing credible credit history of individuals in order to sanitize the financial sector and clear the deficit of trust, which has made the cost of doing business expensive, as well as promote discipline. Ghana will next year be introducing a credit scoring system for individuals. Every individual will have a credit score right now, credit scoring system does not exist, so we are seen as risky. So, Honorable,
yes, Randy.
The Ghana card will also become the anchor for a credit system in Ghana, and it will take a couple of car manufacturers in Ghana, notably Solar Taxi, to give cars on credit to people. All they need at the point of transaction will be your Ghana card, and they will give you a car, and then you pay over time.
Randy,
this is super.
Yeah.
This is the real game changer.
Randy.
Announce it
Randy.
Yes, sir.
When I first heard the regional minister make that statement, Randy, it was right up. So I thought it was one of the normal jokes we have. So subsequently, somebody sent me the video. Randy, clearly, it can't be right. And I think I have to be bold to say I think I disassociate myself with this. It can't be right. I'm happy for once that we are discussing policy and not the usual insults amongst politicians. A candidate about a policy. I'm yet to fully understand that whole policy of 24-hour economy. And I'm happy my senior brother has enlightened me a little bit, although I'm not fully convinced about it. But at least we are having a discussion about policy. And I think this is how our democracy or our politics should be. So yes, Randy, I disagree with the minister. But you see, Randy, the last time we were here talking about principles, just as I've been bold to disassociate myself and condemn the statement. In this country, some few years ago, when this government launched the drone system.
The what?
Drones.
Okay.
The delivery of medicine. We had the National Women Organizer of the NDC saying that they should just forget what Baumia is saying, and that the drones are going to be used to take pictures of our wives and husbands when they are bathing in this country. I did not hear senior members of the NDC condemn that statement. Today, the drones, we all know the benefits that drone system is giving to this country. You had senior members of their party applauding her and saying all kinds of things. You see, so that's the principal aspect of it that I'm talking about. If you condemn this, then you should also be bold to condemn what Hanabisu said some time ago about the drones. It's true. My senior brother talked about MPLs being 18%. Indeed, it's in the budget. But he knows that in evaluating the health of the banking sector, you don't only look at MPLs. There are other things that also give an indication of whether there are progress in the banking sector development. And Randy, if you permit me, I'd just love to read paragraph 121. He said, Mr. Speaker, the banking sector has remained sound with growth in assets, deposits, and advances despite the lingering effects of the domestic debt restructuring exercise and challenging operating macroeconomic environment. Total assets of the banking industry stood at 250.7 billion as at end of September 2023, representing a year-on-year growth of 14.9% from 218.1 billion in September 2022. The growth in the industry
percentage in 2022.
Okay, the percentage is not here.
You will not state it.
I'm coming. I'm just the growth in the industry assets also reflected by increases in deposits and borrowings during the review period. Deposits grew by 33.2% year-on-year to 195.5 billion as at end of September 2023, higher than the 28.9% growth recorded in September 2022.
You should have done the same.
So you see, there are some aspects of the banking sector that is also getting positive reviews. And I'm saying that in as much as your NPL figure of 18% is correct, that is not the only indicator as to the health of the banking sector. In spite of all the economic challenges, deposits are still coming in. People are still borrowing. It tells you that some activities are going on. But of course, we have to find a way of reducing that NPL figure of 18%, which grew from 14.9% 17.1 to 18%. So he's right. But I'm just saying that there are other aspects of the banking sector that also needs to be highlighted, and if possible, government applauded. If indeed you are going to also force government for the MPO figures. Now to
KNUST.
Next year, the vice president announced that we're going to have a credit rating system. And Randy, why would you allow me to speak? And why are you bringing out your Ghana card?
Bring your card. I want to be the first in the queue.
He wants to make sure that he doesn't get lost.
And you know that as part of the credit rating system, it is your credit history, what is the credit history? Maybe if taking facilities from the bank, you've shown certain commitment, repayment. It is your identity, you know. And I think my understanding of what the vice president is saying is that the national ID card, which now has all the biometric features and everything, and now, of course, all the banks, when you go to the bank now, I've gone to change my details with my Ghana card details. All he's trying to say that particular Ghana card is not just good, just as was reported. I disagree with the report. The report says you just need to get your Ghana card. Then it is done. I'm saying that
there are two codes.
My understanding of it.
Let me read it again.
I'm coming right.
The Ghana card will also become the anchor for a credit system in Ghana. And it will take it will take a couple of car manufacturers in Ghana, notably Solar Taxi, to give cars on credit to people. All they will need at the point of transaction will be your Ghana card.
Well, I didn't.
And they will give you a car, and then you pay over time.
Okay, this is a reported speech, and I've not heard.
No, these are quotes attributed to the vice president.
I'm saying that, Randy, my understanding of this is that, of course, we have to get a certain system in place to make it possible for banks and other financial institutions to be comfortable to lend, just as happens all over the world. And one of the criteria, one of the systems, one of the things that has to be done is to have the identity of the person.
So already, the banks in Ghana,
yes,
they only accept transactions with your Ghana card. Not so, as we speak today. Without a Ghana card,
when
you can't do any transaction with any bank.
Yes, when you are going to.
Not so.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So, what is it that same Ghana card is going to do again?
I'm saying that
without a Ghana card, you can't get a credit score.
I'm saying that the credit score, the whole system of credit scoring, one of the key elements of that is this your location and where you live and all that.
No,
and the Ghana card is creating that platform.
The credit score.
Yes.
Let's say my bank has my Ghana card. Without that, they won't do any business with me. So if my credit score is going to be run on me, my bank transactions and other transactions, not so. Yes. So what is the extra thing that a Ghana card is?
I'm saying that it's rolling out. Okay. But the point I'm making is that I don't think you just need a Ghana card and then get a facility. That is not what's my understanding of.
All they will need at the point of transaction will be your Ghana card, and they will give you a car, and then you pay over time.
I didn't hear the vice president say this.
Okay.
I didn't hear him say this.
So he has been misreported.
I didn't hear him say this. Okay. But my point is that the Ghana card is going to be fundamental in putting together a system that makes it possible for banks to have a reference point.
So the Ghana card is what we used to do the credit scoring.
Not necessarily. The credit score, we all know that credit history, whether you've taken a facility from the bank.
Yeah, so what role will the Ghana card play in your credit score? Your credit score, what role?
You see,
will it play any role in the credit score?
You see, now, last time I went to DVLA, I was just going to.
Yes.
And then they asked for my
Ghana card.
Ghana card.
Yes.
And they punched the card. And my TIN number, my everything popped up.
True.
So I think that the whole idea is that the Ghana card is going to serve as a point where it makes it easier for your identity to be seen clearly, to help the banks to also advance.
The banks who have your Ghana card details already.
Come again?
The banks who have your Ghana card details already.
But we don't have a credit reference bureau.
Yes.
We don't have it.
So it's a credit reference bureau.
We don't have
your Ghana card.
We don't have that system. That credit reference bureau from next year will be a system that will be in place. And it's a Ghana card that's going to assist.
The question I'm asking you
yes.
Is your credit score the one that will give you access to credit, or is your Ghana card?
It's your credit score.
Not your Ghana card.
Of course, your credit score.
Okay.
It's your credit score.
So I should put my card back.
It's your credit score. Right. But the Ghana card is going to assist in putting that.
You've just disappointed.
Oh no, it's your credit score. Obviously, it's your credit score.
Randy. Right. You remember in 2017?
You've just disappointed.
Oh, it's your credit score, obviously.
In 2017, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was on record to say that Ghana card and your digital address will lead to lower interest rates. Ghanaians will get lower interest rates on their loans. Are interest rates lower today?
I'm sure that the absence of the credit bureau is making it more difficult.
I agree, but we have credit bureau. We have a credit bureau. We don't have a credit scoring.
Yeah, we don't have credit scoring.
Yeah, but there's a credit bureau, and credit scoring is about your history. See, if you have a Ghana card but you are unemployed, it's as useless as not having a Ghana card when it comes to credit. Okay? If you have a Ghana card but you have never taken a loan and demonstrated repayment, it's as useless as having a Ghana card and not having a Ghana card in terms of building a credit score. So credit score emanates from one, you being able to get a loan, to you having the income and the resources to repay on time, to demonstrate that your risk levels are low. It's not about Ghana card. So if I have Ghana card and I have a bad history of paying debt, by virtue of me having that Ghana card, he is saying that you'll be given a car.
The Ghana card will also become the anchor for a credit system in Ghana, and it will take a couple of car manufacturers in Ghana, notably Solar Taxi, to give cars on credit to people. All they will need at the point of transaction will be your Ghana card, and they will give you a car, and then you pay over time. End of quote.
Since the banks took our Ghana cards, what has changed? What has changed in the financial ecosystem? Randy, have you seen any change?
Oh, maybe they have further and better particulars of us.
Yes.
They have maybe more reliable data.
Good. So they already have
us.
So they already have.
So a very senior lawyer is asking me, says, are you mandated to update your digital address captured on your Ghana card when you move?
There's
That's
no
a
law.
question
There is no law.
Are you mandated to
you
do
see,
that?
In the US, it is a crime.
So it's mandatory.
Yes.
That
it's
anytime you move, you update.
It's a crime to move without reporting it. And when you report, they automatically link all your details to your location. Even your phone number. You can decide to change your phone number. If somebody calls the old phone number, it will come to you. Do you get it? So this idea of overhyping Ghana card and making Ghana card look some thing, I can understand why he was angry at John Mahama when he mentioned that he will introduce.
Since the Ghana card will also become the anchor for a credit system in Ghana. What does that mean?
It's only identification. That's nothing beyond that.
Yeah, it says the anchor.
What anchor? It's big English. Randy, you remember when John Mahama mentioned this 24-hour economy, he got very angry, shouting everywhere. Randy, 2024 is a contest of ideas, so it's not a shouting match. It's not about who can attack best. So the earlier Dr. Bob, you see, when we started talking about policy and debating how we will solve our problems, he's found one thing. The other day I heard that. It's not found one. The other day I heard.
He says wait for his policies.
Yeah, he's not
He's releasing them one after the other.
He's not found one. You had your candidate in May.
Ghana card.
You had your candidate in May. So far, we are now having a discussion about one policy.
You know what?
You had your candidate in May.
Randy.
And we are now having a discussion.
He has the duty of accounting for his first promises.
The man was elected less than 3 weeks ago.
I'm saying that he has to account for what
he is going to do that, and he's not afraid of that.
One village, one down.
He is not afraid of that at all.
One factory.
He is not.
1 million per constituency. Have you gotten it?
Anytime I get up in the morning,
7 years.
I pray. My prayer is to see Mr. John Mahama here, His Excellency, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia here for a debate.
It will never happen.
Why would this happen?
It will never happen.
Why would this happen? Why are you afraid? The two candidates must.
Akufo-Addo was afraid.
Akufo-Addo was afraid.
2024.
Mr. Mahama must.
No, 2024. Mr. Mahama. It will never happen.
The two candidates must demonstrate to Ghanaians.
Yeah, they don't need to sit there.
They need to sit.
How can you debate a lie? How can you debate a lie?
What are you talking about?
Somebody who lies more than everybody.
Did Mahama promise us something that he has not done? Can I call Mr. Mahama a liar? I cannot call him a liar. I don't have the audacity. When he said he was going to grow the economy by 8%.
Google the man. The man.
When he said he was going to grow by 8%, did he do that? Is Mr. Mahama a liar? Can I call him a liar?
Let me come.
No, it's not about that.
No, let's Google.
Let's have the two candidates sit.
It will
and
never
have
happen.
the why
Mahama is not going to resurrect a dying career.
But why is he running away?
He's not going to resurrect a dying career.
We have two political parties and two candidates.
Was Akufo-Addo afraid?
Give them the opportunity to debate. What is the big problem about that?
Akufo-Addo refused to debate John Mahama.
Do you compare Akufo-Addo now to? I say allow the two candidates. Allow the two candidates to debate.
You talked about principles.
Yes, what
the same principles that you had that you refused to debate.
So you are saying Mr. Mahama is afraid of a debate?
No, you are saying it.
I'm saying I'm calling for a debate between the two.
I'm asking you, was Akufo-Addo afraid?
I'm saying I'm calling for a debate between the two candidates.
John Mahama is not going to resurrect a dying career.
It's not about resurrection.
It's not
it's
going to happen.
About telling Ghanaians.
It is not going to happen. Never.
Why are you saying never?
Tell Akufo-Addo. Tell
Akufo-Addo is leaving. He's going. His Excellency is going.
About the 57th.
He's going.
This Ghana card will give you
a tax. About the 57th congregation.
Ghana card will give you a tax.
Akufo-Addo is leaving. There are two
of Ghana cards and taxes and all that. It has to do with the 57th. The 57th congregation. I was telling you that the Director General of the NCA.
You elected your candidate in May. This is the first time you have
Okay. So the public,
the
policy you can tell the public. You don't need to sit down and discuss it.
No,
tell the public, they will know.
Okay.
When you went
now
to
I have to transfer both of you to Mr. Speaker. So so that's the 57th.
When you went to KNUST and delivered this, I will not discuss.
So that's the KNUST event where the Vice President spoke to us about the Ghana card and the whatever. So it was on that day, on that occasion.
So he will keep talking, we'll keep discussing.
The keynote speaker
it will never happen.
Was Mr. Joe Anochi, the Director General of the National Communications Authority, and a honorary doctorate was conferred on him for his contributions to the telecommunications sector, and he had a very powerful speech. I'll find time for us to look at that, on how KNUST, yes, their contributions, of course, in today and the future, as far as technology is concerned. Very, very brilliant speech. So congratulations to you, Mr. Joe Anochi. And do you eat pig feet stew? Have you ever eaten a pig feet stew?
Hey, if you say I've eaten pork, yes, but this pig feet.
Okay, you don't know that one.
I don't know that one.
Okay. The guys call it Nani.
Oh, Nani, okay.
You have.
You want to invite me to it, or you go and
so
get
me? So there's a woman who does it best.
Oh, I see.
Okay. She's 74 today.
Wow.
She does the best pig fish stew.
She's been doing this for so many years.
She's 74 today.
Wow.
She's Madam Edith Ashi Oduma Tete.
Wow.
And she's probably known as Eddie Ray. She's 74 today. Okay. So happy.
And today is Madam Patricia Piege's birthday.
Honorable.
Yeah, Patricia.
So we wish her happy birthday.
Yeah. So happy birthday.
We hope to see her in Parliament.
Yeah. Eddie Ray,
she's the one.
Happy birthday. Yeah, that's
wow.
It. You know who her son is?
No.
The guy who builds astroturfs.
Hey. Coleman.
That's Coleman.
Oh, Coleman's okay.
Okay. That's the best pig fish.
Yeah.
Randy, you know Ghana Gas they've started mine. My astroturf.
You are doing one.
Yeah.
I hope that you do the correct.
No, this one is standard. It's Coleman who's
I'm saying it is not about he handling it.
Yeah.
It's about
Ghana Gas and you.
Yes.
Agreeing to do the right thing.
Yes, I think the measurement is the standard.
Are you meeting all the measurements?
Yes, or meeting
the
all
playing surface.
Yes.
The distance between the playing surface and the benches.
Yes.
The distance between the bench and the inner perimeter.
Yes.
Are you following it?
Following it religiously.
That's over 90% of what has been built.
Religiously. So I
no, if you give
my gratitude
the respect you give is valid. He does.
Yes.
Gratitude to Mr. Benasanti.
All right.
Okay. All right, Benasanti.
Yes.
I think the people I mentioned is they say running.
I say one running mate.
I've not heard him say.
No, they say.
People say that.
I said they say. I said they say he won't run, but I didn't say he says.
He's a fine gentleman.
So,
anyway.
the Ghana Gas is under Ministry of Energy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Randy.
I hear peace. So, up next year, trends.
MTN.
Hello Ghana, KNUSC ISWAM, Republic Workforce Limited, a subsidiary of Republic Bank Ghana, presents Women in Business Conference. Are you a young woman entrepreneur with a small business or medium-scale business? You can't miss this amazing program coming up at Cafe Banua Jowulua Crown on the 30th of November 2023, 9 a.m. sharp. Learn about loan financing, access to loans. All these benefits await you. Don't miss this amazing opportunities. Investment is a cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. Covers all course materials, coffee break, lunch, networking. See you there.
Yamawakwaba, the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bando KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya Biwaha. Kabian in the house, any new here. Yansu ye were winning the four, or best son we ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories, ye you made ye. 24/7. Ye says you engine, brake, battery, yes, it's our tie. Say bando car wash dia. Yawo abefun fidiebiti say steamer ye the whole car engine abra nsuo core engine nim ye san ye detailing metre say ye betwitwu car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no munku ye san to car batteries, tires, rims, any de keke kan Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dedem na enwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wodan suma na sorry
from 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
The same got to move na mesesi.
Original 91.9 FM, Original TV, na afei so the Metro TV, and na to nsa afre agidifo nyina. Ese wo meka ye ho na empaibo nante a ye de behihye so efieda December bosomida edikan. Won fimpim mienu ene aduonu mihensan mu a eba kwaye oman mu nyina. Akuafo eda mekire National Farmers Day no wo meka ye ho na sa adwumadie no entumi nkoso.
Enenti ye bompaye anante akai emofra akonso modam no eyiriye ahomadisua. Ye kire se kakra bia ensa eniema bia wo bia no obetimi ede abeso yasene famomo line no 0548 390970 0548 390970 na se wo sanitary pad entade ensa dokodoko anase sika fa beso yasene se ne beya ye bema wono a ene wo mani atutu akom nsem no wo so ebesere
Channel so ese dwumede kese be hyase anopa no nsia ede afi Obra Sport e wo Kwame Nkrumah Circle na ye nantimu a na sofu peni adwumade kese odi animu eye Apostle Sacred Solomon Odro ono ena chese dwumade kese obedi eye animu ama asofofo afofro.
Keep it well. Keep it
All you need for a transaction is a Ghana card.
It's a Ghana card. Now you just the work inside.
When was the last time you were slapped?
I am going.
Look,
because
these days people get angry easily.
No,
these days even very tolerant people have become short fuse. So be careful.
Oh, what means we are?
So anytime I want to crack a joke, I check distance. Before these days, even long fuses have become short fuses.
So that one the card they will buy with that Ghana card. Anyway, so on Dr. Bawumia, there's a trend I started on social media. It says blame Bawumia.
For what?
For all the things.
Which things?
Some of the things where they happen, like, you know, people say bando, hey, across
the cost of data. Yeah, I've seen people complaining about MTN. They've advertised some.
So new increases that will be happening very soon. Charlie. You know, easy like that. So blame Bawumia is just trending on Twitter, giddy, amongst a number of things also on social media. So let's see if we can have some of the tweets. So that's the tweets on your screen. This one says, I blame Bawumia equally as I blame Akufo-Addo for the mess created by this government because Bawumia made me blame Emisa Arthur as vice president for the mismanagement of the economy. That's from Little Miss Accra. Omari says if Bawumia would have considered rational and financial prudent debt restructuring, we wouldn't have come this far as a nation. Hashtag blame Bawumia. Mubela says, for how difficult it is for me as a parent, I'm always anxious because of how costly things are. Can't you know be easy? Hey, dog. John Bosco says an examiner who sets 170 questions but cannot provide scoring guide or marking scheme. Hashtag right now, the way data costs are set up, we need to regulation our internet usage. That's from Long.
That's a name. I think
yeah, she's a broadcaster.
Because the name sounds familiar.
Nong Falong.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's some of the hashtag going on. Hashtag Blame Baumia going on social media. So I did a data there if you watch out. If not, you'll be paying. No, easy. Christmas to the count. The Christmas, dog, you said the Christmas, we should move our eyes. Yeah.
I cook off on to Jimmy.
And then I will go do tasteless jollof.
Yeah?
Jollof with taste no day inside.
Oh no, as far as the taste we go find out.
Taste no day inside. Kata for 5
onion and salt.
And you go buy more money, Kobe.
Kata.
But the pig feet still not.
Nane floor.
Oh.
You want
that's why it's called Nane floor.
In Ghana, that's Ghana.
Oh, no, this why I've registered my no fancy document.
Look at this boy.
Hey. No. Yesterday, what started as a harmless tweet? Someone said that Joe Mettle cannot be in the top 10 Ghanaian gospel acts of all time. It blew up in the whole day.
Top 10 of all time.
Yes, Ghanaian gospel.
He cannot.
Yes.
Why?
People are saying that there are other people. So you see some of the list people made. Okay. So from the likes of Sidney Thompson, Adam Miriku, Amy Newman. So look at that. So Tego Sister Stella Dugan, Ohima Mercy, Mama Esther, Mark Abraham, Christiana Love. So that's what started the conversation on social media, and throughout the whole day.
But you see, when you decide to do something as broad as this, if you say top 10 on the basis of what?
Of what? So those are some of the questions
so without the
criteria,
it now boils down to people's favorites.
Yes.
And also, you would even realize that it also becomes a generational issue.
Yeah, true.
So there always must be a certain.
So I was asking that what are the metrics?
Top 10 on the basis of what?
Of what? So that has become. But who's your all-time favorite? Gospel. Yeah, Ghanaian.
That's
a tough one.
That's a tough one. But I loved the late Ola Williams.
Ola Williams.
You don't know him?
Not sure I know him.
Yeah.
This one, that's why the generation one coming.
The late Ola Williams was one for me. I grew up a lot more on not the artist.
Okay, but the songs.
The songs. So the apostolic Pentecostals, and then later the charismatic ones came, those foreign ones. But I mean, in terms of the local performers, I always loved to watch and listen to Ola Williams.
Also
from when I was young. You don't know it. You don't know it. You don't know it. I don't blame you. You don't know it.
Oh, no, like I don't. So that what I'm going to look for.
You know my kid brother Joe Mettle.
Okay.
Yeah, you know him.
I know
him too.
Yeah,
and I love his music.
Yeah, his music is great. Yeah. So anyway, let's just do a quick throwback of some of the videos.
Professor Kofi Abraham?
Oh yes.
You heard or you know?
I know him and I heard of his songs.
Okay.
He has that All-Star song is the greatest collaboration ever in this country. Anyway, so people were sharing some of their favorites from back in the day. I compiled a couple of them. Let's watch.
I remember the last video, apart from Lenny Akpadi's style of singing, the dance moves in the video. But it appears that this is a compilation of 30 years.
Yes.
25 to 30 years.
Yes.
So you see that is quite restricted.
Yeah, and that's the generation of the people on X or formerly Twitter. So they can relate to this one. But I've maintained that we can talk about them without discrediting those who are there now. People have based their...
What about those who were before?
Someone I am with. But for the Papa video, she released a song, Go, Go, Go.
But that's still within that.
It's
still in that bracket.
It's still within
from
that.
Like 1990 till date.
But from 80, like your...
70s.
Oh, now and then,
from the early 70s to the 80s. It's your dad who would know.
Anyway, so that's been a conversation on social right from yesterday.
But it's good. At least I'm sure some of the people whose videos you showed will be excited.
Yeah.
But at least people still
remember them and all that. Yeah. But please leave Joe Metro. He's sitting somewhere. Those who are saying things that please, if you don't like his songs,
fine. I mean, it's this kind of debates are everywhere. It's like the Messi, Pele, Maradona. It was even Maradona, Pele before now Messi,
Ronaldo.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's normal.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for the trends today.
So the expensive data, this is what you are doing with it. The one you say you can buy.
That's what everybody is. Over the weekend, you go Doma.
Doma?
Brekum.
No. My team was at Inswatre.
But you see that this thing?
Yes, Sunyani. See what?
No.
I don't want to see.
Okay, on that note.
And I don't want to know.
On that note. Look, this weekend we are praying on Friday.
For what?
Finally, our prayers is coming. That is the original TV prayer.
Yes.
Prayer walk.
Okay.
Yes. So we are praying and raising funds to help, some of the victims
of the flood.
Yes, of the floods. As we get into Christmas. No, we
very important.
Yeah,
very
so we are praying. So join us in your church from a brass spot to our premises here. We are campaigning unto the Lord. You can add fasting. Yes. So see you on Friday, 6 a.m. on the dot. It's a holiday, Farmers' Day. So come on, let's pray and let's support these people who have been affected by the floods. Yeah. So I'll be praying. I'll be my white overall.
Okay. But just so you're clear in your mind, starvation is not fasting. I hope you know that. So if you are doing a 0-1-0, don't say that I'm fasting.
Now I go to press war.
Different things. Fasting is deliberate.
It's deliberate. Yes. So be deliberate about it. No, you say you don't get it in church.
I do 0-1-0. They tell me that I do have day fasting.
I do have day 6-12.
No. Okay.
All right, Doc, that's it for today.
All right. So enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get into December.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good Morning Ghana is brought to you by
MTN.